Hi, girls and boys. My name is JeRod, Lindsey, and today I will be representing the Cincinnati Preschool Promise as an ambassador, and I will be reading If I Were the President by Thomas Kingsley Troupé. If I were the president, I would have the most important job in the United States government. If I were the president, I would live in the White House. It's the most famous house in the United States. My chefs would make me anything I wanted to eat. Look at that, pancakes, bacon and fruit, grapes, apples and bananas. If I were the president, I could play fetch with Patches on the line. Patches is his dog. You see Patches, you all? I could swat the ball around on my own tennis court. Smack! I could splash in the huge fountain just for fun. Splash! See him splashing in the fountain? How cool is that? If I were the president, I would sit in the Oval Office at the desk where past presidents once sat. I would sign or veto bills. You see him sitting in the desk, signing or vetoing bills, writing with his pen. A bill is a new law under consideration. It passes through a branch of the government before it is presented to the president. The president then decides if the bill should be made into a law. That's what a bill is, you all. If I were the president, I would also be known as the commander-in-chief. I would decide if we needed our armed forces, such as the Army or Navy, to fight here or in other countries. I would do everything I could to keep our nation and the rest of the world safe. George Washington and James Madison were the only two presidents in our nation's history to have acted as commander-in-chief on the battlefield in times of war. See him leading the army, you all, as the president? If I were the president, Secret Service agents would follow me wherever I went. They would protect me from harm. I would ride in an armored car built just for me. Look at Patches trying to get in the armored car, you all. The president's limousine is often called Cadillac One. It has a protective body, underside, and windows. The tires are designed to continue to roll, even when they're flat. If I were the president, I would travel in my own airplane. I would zoom to different countries to meet people from around the world. I would try to make sure we all got along. Take off. See him taking off in his airplane? Him and Patches looking out the window. The president's airplane is called Air Force One. It is almost like a White House in the sky. It has offices in which the president and his staff can work. It also has an exercise room, bedroom, and bathroom built just for the president. That's impressive. If I were the president, people would listen to me talk. I would speak to millions of people on TV, on the radio, and on the internet. I would let everyone know how the country was doing. If I were the president, I would host state dinners at the White House. World leaders, athletes, movie stars, and people from around the country would join me. We would talk and eat the most delicious food. He's eating food again. This time it's spaghetti and meatballs. If I were the president, I would do everything I could to protect our freedom. Millions of people would look up to me and trust me to lead them. I would love my very important job as the president of the United States. How do you get to be the president? It's not easy to become the president of the United States. For starters, you need to be at least 35 years old. You also must have been born in the United States and lived there for at least 14 years. Most people who want to become the president will work in government office for a number of years before running for president. Past candidates were governors, U.S. senators, U.S. representatives, or other government and military leaders. The president is elected by the people of the United States. An election is held every 4 years. People 18 years or older can vote. The election is held on the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November. During the year before the election, the presidential candidates travel across the country. They meet as many voters as they can and try to gain support. Once elected, the president begins his or her term on January 20th of the next year. If you were the president, what would you do? The end.